In this video, I'm going to show you around the garden, show you some of the updates, some of the things that we've done differently, and then we'll harvest some peppermint, and I'll show you some of the strawberries that I picked, and then I'll show you how I freeze dried. So let's go and see the garden update. So let's go in and see what the garden's looking like. Over here to the right is where I have sunflowers planted, and they are starting to come up. And then down through here I have cucumbers and some zucchini. And here I have some onions planted in this row with a few flowers. And the little sunflowers are starting to come up. And the cabbage is doing good. We have the water running right now. I went ahead and planted the rest of this row. I found a really cool way to freeze dry sauerkraut, and then you can put it in a capsule and take it that way if you don't love sauerkraut. But the purpose I would do it, I don't mind sauerkraut. The purpose I would do it for would be to save on refrigerator space. It is convenient even for travel to have them in a capsule, because then I can take it with me wherever I want and still have the gut health benefits. I have dill popping up everywhere right now, and I'm just gonna leave it. It's a nice pest deterrent, and I can harvest some to freeze dry. I have a butternut squash in this row also. Look at all this alyssum. The tomatoes are back there. They're kind of hidden because that alyssum is very tall. It's really pretty, and it should help with pests also. It came up voluntary from some that I planted about 2 years ago. It just keeps spreading, so I just let it go. Here's another bed of tomatoes that it does not have as much alyssum, but there is some in there. So you can see the tomato plants there, and that is a Roma. I pretty much only grow Roma. The reason I grow Roma is because I make a lot of sauce, and I also like that it makes a firmer tomato for dicing and canning. So I have a sweet 100 tomato right there, and that's a mini tomato. I don't really eat a whole lot of mini tomatoes, but we have a friend that just insisted that we try that. We'll see if it's as wonderful as he says it is. I'm sure that it'll be great. And then right over here, I have 1 or 2 slicing tomatoes. I can't remember how many I planted. So this bed didn't have any alyssum in it. And here are the peppers. The peppers are kind of small, and it looks like they need some fish emulsion to give them some extra nitrogen. The leaves are a little bit yellow. It's not concerning at this point because there is good soil, but I do want to give them some nitrogen to help them to grow quicker. My lettuce is growing very well. I think I'll be able to harvest some here pretty soon. I just think it's so pretty. And I have some foxglove here that's in bloom. And you can see some of the different herbs. My comfrey is blooming. See how pretty that comfrey is? The nice thing about comfrey is the taproot goes down so low, and it brings up nutrients from further down in than I think that, if I remember correctly, it's one of the deepest rooted plants. But either way, it will bring up nutrients that we don't get with a lot of our other plants. So I can take the leaves from this plant and put it in my compost pile and benefit from them nutrients that are in the leaves. The chives are still really pretty. They're starting to go the other way now. And the grapes are doing really good. My husband put up a teepee type structure over here in the corner so that I can put things on it to climb, and we actually we still have to finish working on it to get it like we want it. This big plant to most people would be just a big old weed, but that is a mullein, what we would call a mullein weed. But there's a lot of medicinal purposes with mullein as well, and it is so huge. It is so pretty. So I'm just going to leave it as part of the garden. My goal is to get rid of straight lines and start having intermixed flowers. Here's my green beans. And the garlic is doing good still. It's not quite ready to pick yet. You're supposed to wait until the bottom 2 leaves start to turn yellow before you harvest the garlic. Here's a view from here of all of the garden. You can kind of see most of it from here. And I have sunflowers all the way around the side of the garden, and I have some corn down here planted on the inside as well. Look at these blackberry blossoms. We'll have quite a heavy harvest of blackberries. These are a thornless blackberry bush. The fall-bearing raspberries are coming up nicely. Look how big my oregano is. That thing's huge. And the thyme is what's blooming right next to the oregano. And here is the summer raspberries. And they are blooming. You could see the start of some raspberries. And here we have all of our strawberries covered up. And the reason we do this is to keep them protected from the birds, because they have a heyday in here eating. They'll just take a peck out of every strawberry practically, and then it ruins the strawberry. So the strawberries are doing pretty good. I wish I'd have got them fertilized, but I ran out of time. And the fruit trees are doing well. We still haven't had time to get them fertilized or to put the chip bark around them, but they're doing good anyhow. And look how pretty the clematis is. And this is what the potatoes are looking like. I feel like they're doing pretty good. I got the first picking of strawberries today, and this is my second picking. I think I got about 2 gallons this time, so I'm pretty happy with that. I wasn't planning to film my strawberry picking again, but I just got over 14 quarts of strawberries, so I'm super excited about that. For these ones, I'm just going to clean them and mash them and put them in the freezer for ice cream or jam. So I just put all them strawberries in this great big huge bowl and mashed them all up. And now they're ready to go in freezer bags so that I can make jam and ice cream with them. This morning I'm going to harvest this peppermint. It took me a while to find peppermint, believe it or not. I had to drive about an hour and a half south to find this plant. But as you can see, it's doing beautifully. And today I want to get it harvested so that I can put it in the freeze dryer and have it available for tea or medicinal reasons or anything like that. They recommend cutting your peppermint in the morning. This is actually late morning, but I'm going to get it cut anyhow. And a good rule to follow is to cut about 2/3 of it. You want to make sure that you have at least 1 or 2 leaves left on the plant in order to avoid too much shock. So let's get right to it. So for instance, on this one, I'll leave about this much left on there. Another thing you want to remember is to harvest your plant before it goes to flower. The nice thing is after you trim it, it invigorates the growth and you'll have even more shortly. Mint grows very quickly. You could probably speed this process up by coming in here with grass shears and cutting it all quickly, but I wanted to make sure I could see what it was I was doing, and I don't have that much here. I'm just cutting stems and all. You could take each leaf off, but I do that after I freeze dry it. Well, the plant looks rather pitiful right now, but you'll see that in no time it'll be beautiful once again. And here is that beautiful mint that I just harvested. I'm gonna turn on my freeze dryer. It usually takes about 15 minutes for the initial startup, so I always like to get my trays ready. So I just pulled these trays from the freezer. What I typically do if I don't have enough food to freeze dry all at once is I put them on trays, I put them in the freezer, and then when I have 5 trays full, I have a large size freeze dryer, then I'll just keep them stored in the freezer until I have enough full trays. So I have these beautiful strawberries that I just picked yesterday. This tray here has the raspberry rhubarb on it that I showed you in a previous video. And then I have mashed potatoes. And mashed potatoes are a nice convenience food so that if you don't have time to peel potatoes or you don't have any on hand, you can just grab some, rehydrate them, and cook them up, and you'll have a quick and easy side dish. So I have room left on this tray here, and so I'll put some mint on this tray. I'll try to keep it away from the strawberries. So I'll get some peppermint on the tray. And I just kind of lay them out kind of loosely here. There's so much air in between. As long as it fits in the freeze dryer okay, you can stack it pretty high. So there, I have 5 full trays ready to go in the freeze dryer. I got the freeze dryer loaded. I'll get the door shut here, and I'll press continue. And I remember to have my drain bucket ready. Well, that's all for this video. I hope that this somehow inspired you or helped you or brought value in some way. If it did, would you consider subscribing? By subscribing, you'll be notified every time that I upload. I hope that you're doing well, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye for now.